Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to our weekly 1 hour live stream. We are back. It is Friday night. It is 7 p.m. and we are about to get underway. What is up, Mark? What is up, Max? How are you guys doing? How was your week? Hopefully it was good. Um, Joining us on the shelf this week, we have USS Kidd on the right. We have the USS New Orleans on the left. And we have the USS Arizona down there on the bottom. Not last, but certainly not least. What's up, Matt? What's up, Wolf? Hope you guys have all had a great week. How's it been going? What are you guys' plans for the weekend? Besides sitting here and putting up with me for another hour. So, guys, we are going to start off this week the way we were supposed to end last week. So I asked the question once again. Are you ready to go back to Olympic? Let's do it. So, Mark says everything is great. Max says it was very good. Wolf's been doing good. Glad to hear it. Blue, what is up, my friend? Steve, how are you doing? How was your week? How is your evening going so far? Matt's doing baseball photos Sunday. Very nice. Looking forward to it. So, guys, here we are looking at Old Reliable. She's leaving her pier. Wolf just bought Destroy All Humans 2 for sale on my PS4. Interesting name. Is that like a zombie apocalypse game or something? Oh, look at them propellers about to start up. So yeah, we were supposed to watch all of this last week. It's not a very long amount of footage, but I just thought it was something that would be really cool. We finally have Olympic on the stream. We can check her out and look at her go. And I got to mention one of our Discord users. He goes by the name of B. Milan. He is the person who created this footage for us. And there is a certain other ship that we have some footage of as well, but we won't be seeing that tonight. There's this other ship, very obscure ship. You've probably never heard of her. The name starts with a T. Might be a sister ship to the Olympic. I don't know. But yeah, here we are, Olympic, out in the open ocean. Steve, not too shabby. I'm glad to hear it, Steve. Mark, yay, Olympic. Hell yes. Wolf, also, next Histo Chat, I have a request to put my favorite British warship, HMS Iron Duke, as the thumbnail. I would certainly have no problem with that, Wolf. It won't be next week's stream. I already have next week's stream planned out. Max, yes, the old reliable. Mark, Teutonic, yes, that's the ship, Teutonic. Wolf, Destroy All Humans is a classic PS2 and I think Xbox game series. They take place in the past and you use an alien and destroy humans. Kind of like Independence Day. Electronics wants to know what game is this called? This is called Simple Planes. And it's amazing. It's a game dedicated to planes, yet Milan created Olympic and Titanic in this game, in a game dedicated to planes. And from what he's just told me, and you'll notice the footage is kind of laggy. That's actually not on my end. That's in the actual footage. The average plane in the game has about 1,000 pieces. Olympic and Titanic have 4,300 pieces on them. So he's pushing the game to its very limits. Destroyer, I have this game or that game on iOS. Cool. I don't know if you can run these ships in that. If you want to give it a try, let us know what you find. I'd be curious to know if it works. Well, they remade both the first and second game in recent years, and I've been playing the first one. Cool deal. So little bit of ship news, guys. You may or may not have heard. Battleship New Jersey, they have announced the dry dock date for the ship when it's going to be going into dry dock on March 21st around noon, barring any unforeseen circumstances. Battleship New Jersey will begin her voyage to dry dock in Philadelphia. I know Steve and I were talking about that earlier. He's talking about possibly making the trip out there to go see her in dry dock. And I told him, make sure you go see the Big U while you're out there, assuming it's still there. Um, I imagine at some point within a month from now, and I don't know this for certain, that we're going to get some news on the court case for the Big U. And of course, we all, crossing our fingers, hoping for the best here. Destroyer, my iPad will probably be at 1 frame per second. Yeah, no doubt. Wolf, would be fun to see New Jersey one day. I would love personally to see all of the Iowas. Because Wolf, that I am a big fan of the Iowas. And while I'm thinking about it, I want to give a shout out. We got a new member in the Discord. Someone that I met at a young man I met at a local military museum that I went to today, and he is a big fan of the USS Arkansas. So I just wanted to mention the Arkansas on tonight's stream. Let them know that we're thinking about it. While we look at old reliable sale here. So, sorry, I just got caught up in the footage there for a sec. But yeah, Wolf, I remind me in the Discord, not next stream, but the following, to put your ship as the thumbnail, and I can certainly do that. Also, guys, if you have footage like this that you would like to submit to have played on the live streams, I am definitely down for that. It can be as any type of ship. It doesn't matter what game it is. I know some of you have mentioned that in Roblox they have the Queen Mary, Titanic, I think Olympic and Britannic, and some other ships in Roblox. So if you guys want to record some footage and submit that to be on the live stream, you are certainly welcome to do that. I find that we're actually, and I'm not going to stop doing warships footage. We're just finally getting some new things to look at for a change, and it's pretty nice. And he's got some really nice camera angles on this as well. Yeah, I so badly wanted to show this to you guys last week. So what is everyone's plans for the weekend? You guys got anything cool going on? Got a few things I'll be doing. Noticed there's one thing kind of missing this week. You guys take a good look. Matt says avoid the rain. Well, obviously. Wolf, not much. Mark, just watching NASCAR. Destroyer making scratch projects. Wolf might work on Cali. Have Blue, Steve, BB-33 Arkansas was one of the ships that sank during the Baker bomb test at Bikini Atoll. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that correct. Max, nothing much. Matt, we're supposed to be going to a drift racing event. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, here we are looking at Olympic at night. NASCAR Craftsman truck race is on now. Okay. So guys, have you noticed anything a little different about this week? I mean, aside from the Olympic footage, just curious. Let me know if you notice anything that's different. By the way, that's not my mouse pointer. That's just part of the footage. It's no big deal though. I love how he kind of recreated the $1 million shot here to an extent, just with Olympic. And I think we're about reaching the end of it. Yep, we are reaching the end of it right there. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys last week. Unfortunately, the stream crashed and I was not able to show you guys that. Wolf says, I don't. You don't see anything different. Okay. Let's see. Steve, don't notice anything different. Mark says, don't notice anything different. Okay, guys. Well, there is nothing on the middle shelf this week. That is what's different. So, luckily, I have a remedy to that. And if you guys will just bear with me a sec. Wolf, wait, something is missing. Yes. Yes, Wolf. Matt, something different. Nope, it's not that. Destroyer, my cat passed away. I'm sorry to hear that. So guys, bear with me a sec, and I am going to, I'm working on something here. Let's see. Nope, not that. Mark, oh no, yes, something is missing. So, having said that, gentlemen, here's what's missing. She's ready. She is ready. And she is going to be making her live stream debut right now. So, let's put this right here. Ta-da. And here we go. Let's see. Okay, guys, here she is. 1 to 700. Ravel, RMS Titanic. She is complete. That's a top view of her. Yep, she is done. Looking on down at the bow. And stern section. So I was really excited to show this to you guys. You guys are the first ones to see it. Karen, awesome. Thank you very much. Steve, Val, very nice. Mark, very nice. Max, very nice. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate that. And I'm actually not going to put her on the shelf. I'm going to keep her right here in front of me for what we're about to do next. So, I need to turn my headset on. I'm going to try a little experiment here. If for some reason you guys can't hear me, let me know, please. So, let's go back to here. Okay, what about now? I had the mic turned off. Can you hear me now, guys? Matt, your mic is off. Your caps is stuck. Waiting to see if you can hear me. Music too loud. Okay. All right, let's see what I can do about that. Okay, so apparently I can't just lower the volume. I have to turn the volume off. So that sucks. Mic is clipping. I don't know what that means, Matt. So how is the audio, guys, before I get this running? I just want to do one more audio check. Yeah, that does suck. It's really odd that you can't lower. Well, let me try something else here. Let me try something real quick. I'm gonna turn. Let's try a test here. A little bit of static. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna turn this one off completely and turn my other mic back on. Okay. How's the game audio? Is that any better? I just won't be able to hear the game audio, and it's okay. It's not a big deal. Steve says that's better. Okay. Excellent. All right, so I think we're set. Hate having to figure out little technical difficulties on, while we're live, but sometimes that just happens. Matt says better. Yes, better. Okay, excellent. So I need to set the mood here as well, because we're going down to Titanic right now. Okay. So I'm going to add a little more light via my phone. Nope, that ain't going to work. So can you guys see me fine, or am I too dark? Should be able to see me. Yeah, I think this will be fine. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's go into sandbox mode, and we're going to explore the bow. Mood lighting, absolutely. We can see you. Excellent, excellent. All right, guys, here we go. So I should also point out that this was an early birthday present from Matt, this game. And yeah, well, this will be interesting. Yeah, so I checked it out a little bit, but here we go. New objective, explore Titanic. Now, I did a little research. This game came out in 2017. And actually, I'm going to use my controller for this. And I don't know how accurate this is to the wreck. I would imagine it's probably close, at least close to at the time it was in 2017. Of course, the wreck has deteriorated more since then. So It's probably less accurate now than it was then, but I mean, it's okay. We're not even a decade removed. So if you look at the little HUD, look at the ship, you see the outline of the ship coming into view. And here we go. Look at that. You see the little mound right there? So let's see, that's to bring the sub down. We're going up. So I have a question for you guys as well. And we probably discussed this on the stream before, but we've got a bunch of new folks in here that are watching now. What is your opinion if you were given the chance to go to the wreck, all expense trip paid, would not cost you a dime, would you do it? And oh, look at that, look at the bow. Look at the bow. Here we go, guys. Look at the bow coming into view. Let's zoom up a little. Look at the anchors. Let's maneuver around her. Yeah, I can tell you for certain, Wolf, I wouldn't dare. Steve says absolutely. See, as much as I would love to see it in person, no way. No way, no how. Wolf, especially after recently. Max says I would. Mark says if the sub was safe, definitely. Matt, probably not. I absolutely would not. And I kid you not, guys, I felt that way long before the ordeal with the Titan sub. Karen, I couldn't do it. Neither could I. As much as I would love to see it. I mean, you guys know how passionate I am about this ship. I couldn't do it. Now, Britannic, I could probably do Britannic. So, guys, here we are coming up on the top of the bow. And look at that. I'm sure everyone remembers a certain scene from the Cameron movie that happened right here. Wolf, same. I felt the same even before. I felt that way 100% before that even happened. See, here we go. Here we are. We're looking at the anchor chains right here. And you can see, let's see if we can get down. The center anchor is still there in place. Wolf, if I wanted to see a wreck, I'd just go to the Arizona Memorial. Well, that's definitely high on my list. Yeah, this is the crane for the center anchor. I've seen pictures of Olympics one being used. Obviously, Titanic wasn't around long enough for hers to be used. You see some of the railing is missing right here. Steve, is this totally recreated graphics or is this manipulated from actual photos? I would imagine this is totally recreated, Steve. I do not know 100% for certain. Like I said, this came out in 2017. I had never heard of it, actually, until a few months ago. I saw it on Steam, but it never occurred to me to actually buy it. And like I said, Matt gave me an early birthday present and bought this for me. Notice the cover to the cargo hatch is gone. Apparently, so when the bow was going down, when it hit the floor, like you know how it hydroplaned and then it kind of leveled right before it hit the bottom, it hit with such force, this hatch cover right here just blew off. And I don't think to this day they still know where I don't think they've ever found it. You see the breakwater. See that V-shaped thing on both sides of the hatch? That's a breakwater. That's what that's called. That was if waves would come over the bow, that would stop them from going any further. I believe that's how it was, if I remember correctly. Matt, where is the room with the transmitter system? We are going to get there, Matt. We are definitely going to get there. And this is definitely old footage, and you'll see for sure in a second. You see, here's the mast. And look, the crow's nest is still there. Now, I do not remember if the crow's nest was still there in 2017 or not. It was definitely there when the wreck was discovered in 1985, but it is not there now. So yeah, I do not know for certain at what point in time uh, that they uh, that this footage is based on. Mark says yes, they found the hatch cover. It's way ahead of the bow. Okay, that I appreciate the info, Mark. I did not know that. Yeah, Steve, the crow's nest has been gone a long time. Yeah. So this might be based on how the wreck looked in 1985 when Ballard discovered it. I do not know for certain. But if we go down a little bit, you can see the other hatch cover, the one on the forward hatch cover, or is this the aft one? You got two hatch covers on the well deck. Okay, yeah, so there's the forward and there's the aft, both hatch covers on the well deck, and they are both gone. Blue, it fell off when they were trying to retrieve something. Okay. So I guess my information is a bit outdated too. And see, I can admit that. See, here's the loading cranes. And let's go up a bit. Mark, I think the crow's nest was gone in '89. Can anyone fact check that? I mean, not fact check you, Mark. I mean, just can we? I wonder if there's somewhere online that says for sure at what point someone went to the wreck and noticed that it's not there anymore. Yeah, so here we are. We're looking towards the bridge. You can see a bunch of plaques off in the distance. They've got that one remaining telemotor that's still there. This is the starboard side bridge wing right here. You know, it looks like it's pushed back. Or unless that's the aft part of it. You see the whole top of the bridge is completely gone. I believe it got destroyed when the mast tilted back and slammed into it. So of course the bridge was actually made out of wood. You see that's some officers' quarters right there. And yeah, you can see that last telemotor's right there. Yeah, all the plaques that are lined up that people who have been to the wreck have left. Wolf would be awesome if there was a game where you could explore other wrecks. Oh, I agree completely. I'd love to have one for Britannic. I don't see one ever happening for Lusitania because I think that she's almost as flat as a pancake, so you really can't go inside of it. But I know they've been inside Britannic a few times. So yeah, we're coming over to the port side here. And you can see the lifeboat number 2, the forwardmost davit is still swung out. This is where... Oh yeah, I'm live, by the way. As you saw by the email notification. Okay, can we not have email notifications while I'm streaming? Let's see. So yeah, Lightaller would have been right here, giving orders for women and children only. Let's back off a bit and see how much of it we can see before the ship goes dark. Max, I would love to see one of Britannic. I would too. Wolf, I would want one of HMS Invincible, personally. What about Bismarck? Wolf, what do you think about one of the Bismarck? So let's go over to the starboard side. And we're going to keep working our way aft. Yeah, and as I said, guys, the game is called Titanic VR. Obviously, I don't have a VR, so, sorry about that. So there's a gaping hole right behind here, and we're going to get to that in a second. Wolf, Bismarck and Yamato both. Yeah, I would not mind that at all. And here we go. Here's the here's number one's forwardmost davit. Still in a position like it was getting ready to load another boat. Murdoch would have been right here in this area, lowering boats away. Karen, I wonder if Titanic would not have sank, would it have been such a big part of history, and would everyone have been interested in these ships? Probably not. And we know we can safely assume that because of Olympic. Olympic was the only one of the three sisters that had a successful career at sea. She was the only one who ever did what she was designed to do, and most people have never heard of her. So, if Titanic didn't sink, no, I really don't think most people would have ever known she existed. Steve, Mark, the Saratoga would be cool to explore. Agreed. Steve, the officers' quarters are mostly intact here in the game than it is now. Right. So, and again, I don't know for sure if this game was based off of how the wreck looked in 2017. That's when this game was made. Or if it's based off how the wreck looked in 1985 when it was discovered. So here is where the first funnel would have been, right between these two giant vents. I think that's what they are. So let's move some forward aft, or not forward, aft. And I'm pretty sure this would be where the grand staircase was. Yeah, you see the giant gaping hole right there. So yeah, that would be where the grand staircase was. Wolf, a game about exploring the Hornet would be great. Most definitely. So let's back out a bit. We're going to look at the boat deck here for a minute. So yeah, that is most certainly where the grand staircase would have been. Blue, that skylight, that's missing. Yep. And if you look right here, see here on the boat deck, you see these two doors. The one on the right would be the first class entrance into the grand staircase from the boat deck. And this door on the left would be the entrance to the gym. So if you're not sure where that is, if you're looking at a picture of the ship, I'll show you on the model right here. That would be right in this section right here on the ship. I think that's one of the things I can easily spot and see for sure, what it is. So let's go back up for a minute. This is where the second funnel would have been. Matt, you were asking about the Marconi room. Let's go and a little forward of that. Mark, the gym is now collapsed. Yes. Let's see. So the Marconi room was in the officers' quarters, which was just forward of where the grand staircase was. So the Marconi room would have been, I think, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, one of these things right here was a skylight to the Marconi room. I don't know exactly which one. I think both of those might be gone now because I know that the roof is caving in above the Marconi room. So yeah, if I'm wrong on that, feel free to correct me. But I think one or maybe even both. Yes, Steve. Steve says yes. Max as well. So yeah, one of these was the skylight. So the Marconi room would have been directly below one of these. Mark, yes, yes. Everyone's saying yes. Okay. Oh, look, some little fish. Oh, I thought that was a turtle for a minute. Like, what is that? Maybe a jellyfish? Okay, anyway. Still heading aft. So yeah, again, this is where the second funnel would have been. Oh, and on the ship, just in case, if you're having trouble with where the Marconi room would have been, see, this is the skylight that was above the grand staircase. The Marconi room would have been just forward. You see this little rod right above my finger? The Marconi room would have been right here in that area. Okay, so now here's where the bow section starts to drop off. So here's the end of the first section of the ship coming up. You see, again, that big gaping hole up there is where the second funnel would have been. And here we go. Let's zoom out and we can get a nice, good side view of the ship. You can see where now you can really start to see how all the decks are collapsing on top of each other. You see, here's a deck right here underneath the boat deck. Let's go down a bit. So yeah, that's a deck. In this section, pretty much completely collapsed. Let's go aft some more. Yeah, and you can see how it's just completely collapsing. Let's go back in this section because I believe we can see the actual decks sitting on top of each other, how it looks from the interior. Yeah, so here we go. Here's the decks. And what's left of them anyway. And you look over to the hull and the decks. It almost looks like the hull is separating from the decks. It almost looks like there's a gap. Am I the only one seeing that, or do you guys see that too? Matt, saying hi to the rusticles. Yeah, well, and those are what's eating away at the ship. So yeah, here we go. Let's go down more and more and more. Look at that, guys. Boilers. And that is actually how Ballard discovered the wreck. If memory serves, one of the boilers was in the debris field, and that's how he knew that they had found the ship. Steve says, I see that, but I don't believe that is how the wreck is today. And you could very well be correct on that, Steve. How many boilers are there? She had 29 boilers. Yeah, Steve, 29. Yeah. Mark, 29. and not all of the boilers were lit at the time of the collision. I believe Monday, had there been no collision, and on Monday they were gonna light the last boilers and push the ship to its very limits to see how fast it could really go. And it was like 21.9 knots or something like that, basically like 22 knots she was going. So there were always these people who said, "Oh, they were trying for a speed record," blah blah blah. That was never possible. They knew, you know, Smith, Ismay, Andrews, everyone who's affiliated with the ship, they knew that these ships were never designed to break a speed record. They were never going to beat Mauritania or Lusitania's speed record. So, that's the thing that I've heard it said from people claim that they were trying for a speed record. They were never going for a speed record. I do believe that they were going to try and push the ship to its top speed, see what they could get out of it. But they were not going to top Mauritania or Lusitania's speed records. Matt, wow, so all of that fed the steam engines. Amazing. Yes, certainly did, Matt. See if we can get a little closer. Mark, Olympic class was not built for speed. You are absolutely 100% correct. They were never intended to be, the speed demons that Mauritania and Lusitania were. I think this, I think this sub has like a little ROV or something. Well, I know it does because I've launched it. If I can remember how to launch it, we can get a little closer in depth to the ship. Yeah, so here's a deck. And look at it. You can see the loading crane how it's bent forward. That's how you can tell the whole bow and the forecastle are just completely angled down. So if I can figure out how to launch the the little ROV or whatever it is, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try and do, Mark. He says, send the ROV inside the hull. If I can, I'm gonna set it down right here, and I'm going to see if I can remember how to launch it. So come on down. Do you see the debris field on the seafloor? I didn't really see much of that, Matt. Let's look at the controls. Da, 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 da. Hold to bring up cursor. No, we don't want to exit to main menu. Steve, they did improve Olympic speed just before her retirement, but nothing significant. I think they were able to do close to 23 knots. Is that when they converted her from coal to oil burning, Steve? Matt set sub on wreck collapses historical monument. Well, I don't know. Is she technically a historical monument? I'm trying to remember how to launch this sub, guys. Mark, oil. So yeah, after she was converted to oil burning. Okay. I'm just pressing any and every button on the keyboard to see if one of them launches the sub. Steve, no, that conversation was done much earlier. Okay. Well, she kind of is. Um, yes and no. I don't know if any country has ever declared her a historical monument. Maybe not a monument. Let's call it a historical artifact. Well, that she most certainly is. Maybe I can't launch it from the sea, from the ship. Maybe I got to be on the sea floor to do it. Or maybe I'm just, maybe I'm in the wrong mode. Because actually, I did it the other night where I launched the little ROV. I took it up over the bow and went in, and I rode down the uh, the port side A deck promenade. Okay, let's try something different here. No, let's exit to main menu and let's play the actual game. Because, like I said, I did start this the other night. Wolf artifact does make more sense. Yeah, well, she is definitely an artifact, no doubt about that. Yeah, I hope I don't regret asking this, but I'm wondering what you guys' opinion is on one specific topic. As you guys know, I think it was either last year or year before they were going to attempt to remove the Marconi uh, apparatus from the ship, and there was a lot of controversy over it. I think there was even people even sued to stop it from happening, if I remember right. What is your opinion on that? Because to my knowledge, nothing has been removed off of the ship itself. Do you want to control? Okay, new. Let's do the tutorial. That way I can remember how to launch the sub. Well, if I got a quick quiz, what was the world's first dreadnought battleship? I'm going to go on a hunch and say HMS Dreadnought. Well, it says, I think they should remove it. I am of the opinion, and I'm not saying I'm right or I know better than anyone else. I I would like to see it in a museum. It's just my personal feeling on it. Steve, because the wreck is in international waters, there is no legal way to control the wreck site, but the artifacts retrieved are heavily regulated by different countries. Oh, that was my guess. Yeah, but it doesn't. Who is the owner of the wreck?
Now we'll move on to the map and missions. You'll see in the middle of the console in front of you is a map. It shows your current
Isn't it like
pointer at
RMS Titanic Inc. or something like that?
the wreck. It will slowly appear on the map.
Well, there's no point in preserving
One is your current
a wreck that is already collapsing and falling apart by itself. It's great to save some of it before it's completely gone. That's my personal opinion as well, Wolf.
the screen just to the left of
Mark, I think the ship should be salvaged of good things before they disappear forever. Again, that is my opinion as well.
looking for. Check the mission.
And Wolf, yes, Dreadnought was the first. Okay, so here we are on the sea floor.
You better place a marker before we head too far. Interact with
Let's
the
see.
button on the map to place one.
Place a map marker. Okay.
Interact with the button in front of the map to place.
How do we place a map marker? Oh, look at that. We can look around the sub. That's what our sub looks like. Mark, RMS Titanic Inc. owns the show. Right. So, and that's the thing to me. Someone does own the ship. Can they not?
Marker's been placed.
You
Um,
can head towards the bow.
as the owners of the wreck, can they not salvage basically whatever they want from the ship?
Excitement about us finally diving. Setcher's looking forward to seeing what we
All
can
right.
do.
We got a new objective. We've got to reach the forecastle.
For $45,000 a day, let's just hope we find something.
Never mind the money. My doctorate is riding on this.
All right. So here we are at the bow again.
Okay, first things first. We've got a contract with the Titanic Society to place their commemorative.
Look at that. It's telling us exactly where to go.
Into position.
All right.
I wish I could make this thing move a little faster. Objective complete. Reach the forecastle.
Ah, the ROV.
Yep, courtesy of Flight Avionics and the latest in augmented reality technology.
Mark, they've just been sticking to the debris field for artifacts. Yeah, that was my understanding as well. Here we go. New objective. Deploy the ROV. So, let's see. No. Aha! Here we go, guys. Look at that. We've got the ROV. And look, we can finally see our sub. That's what our sub looks like. That's pretty cool.
Is there any way to boost the signal?
That's the little basket that the ROV came out of. Yeah, so we actually have more maneuverability and we've got a better camera view as well. I don't think we'll be able to go down this hatch. Yeah,
What happens if
it's blocked off.
The automatic recall.
So yeah, we've got a little more maneuverability now. I'm not going to worry about any of the other objectives. I just want to see if we can get this launched and maybe get inside the ship at some point. Apparently not. Approaching max range. Okay. Let's see what happens. ROV out of range.
Looks like that's as far as the
Okay. So let's see. They want us to place a plaque on the forecastle. I'm not worried about that, guys.
How do I open the menu?
I am going to move the sub closer, and I'll just keep moving them closer and closer to each other so we can see the things that we want to see. I really want to go down the A-deck promenade. So I'm going to maneuver the sub, maybe right here.
Looks like that's as far as the signal will go.
Now, how do I switch back? Steve, I wish I could stay, but I need to go run and get dinner. No problem, Steve. Hey, thanks for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. We're getting close to the end anyway, guys. Sure, now it won't let me switch back to the sub. I wonder if like the ROV, I wonder if it went dead. Or did we lose it? Who owns the wreck, Matt? RMS Titanic Inc. Owns the wreck. Okay, we must have lost the sub, which that sucks. I mean, not the sub, the ROV. They keep saying descend, but I can't descend anymore. Wolf, okay, this is going to be a hard one. What is the last preserved dreadnought? Well, I got to think real long and hard about that one, Wolf. Yeah, not sure anybody's going to get that one. Here's another thing I was thinking about. You notice the skylight right here. That was for crew right here on the forecastle. I wonder. I've heard that Olympic did not have this. I would like confirmation on that. Wolf, I know it's hard. Yeah, I don't know why, but an image of the state flag of Texas is popping in my head for some reason. I can't figure out why. This is aggravating me. I can't get back to the ROV. So let's do this. We're going to give it one more shot. Let's go with new game. No, no, no. I can't skip all of this. This photograph was taken as she left Queenstown. That photo was taken by Father Brown. Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Can we get on with it? And try this one more time. Yeah, my light that's illuminating me is starting to get dim as well. So yeah, we're going to give this one more shot. Okay, well, it won't let me. We seriously got to go through all this? Man, what's everyone got for supper? I had Texas Roadhouse. Oh, you're finally going to load. Wolf, okay, here's a harder one. What was the name of the British battleship RMS Olympic witnessed sinking? Oh my God, I should know that. Mark, they got this ship was carrying 2,208 souls. Yep.
All right.
Matt had shrimp stew. Nice.
You're still a couple of hundred meters out and back to manual
Okay,
control.
gonna try this one more time.
Sure. Let's do this by the book.
All right, let's run through the submersible.
Mark, I had a Big Mac. It sucked.
If you hold
I had a
down
Big Mac yesterday, Mark.
the mouse wheel,
It
a control
it
dial
sucked.
will appear in front of you. You can operate the submersible using these controls on your keyboard and mouse.
Okay.
You can move the submersible forward, back, left, and right.
Well, best part of living close to Mexico is all the Mexican food you get. I love Mexican food.
Press the shift key.
Absolutely love it.
To descend, press the control key. You can
Okay, we should be seeing the bow.
Close to the bow.
using the Q and E.
Max, I had meatloaf. I love meatloaf.
How do I interact with
By using
objects?
the direction
I haven't made a good meatloaf in a long time.
by holding and dragging the right mouse button. When you look at an object you can interact with, a green
Be nice if they would start this off a little closer to the
There's something you don't see every day.
to the show.
It's a beauty.
All right, here comes the bow. We're going to do this one last time. Reach the forecastle. Max, it's good. Wolf, the ship that Olympic witnessed sinking was the HMS Audacious. Didn't Olympic pick up the survivors as well? I want to say she did. Okay.
Okay, you better place a marker before we head too far. Interact with the button next to the map.
Place a map marker. Okay.
Markers in
There,
place.
done.
You can head towards the bow. So, I had a call from our main sponsor.
Problem?
New objective, reach the forecastle. Already done that.
Excitement about us finally diving. Said she's looking forward to seeing what we can do. I've set up a call for 8 p.m. this evening.
For $45,000 a day, let's just hope we find something.
Never mind the money. My doctorate is riding on this.
Let's see if it's going to give us the option. Yes, it does. It gives us the option to launch the sub. I'm going to go on the bridge. Actually, no, I'm going to go on the boat deck. We're going to go on the boat deck right here. Let's do this. Right here. Here we go. So here we go. No. Here we go.
The controls to maneuver
ROV is out.
same as the submersible. Make your way over to the plaques already laying on the deck, and remember that the range is only up to 15 meters. The advanced
Wolf, yes, I believe so.
umbilical.
Is there any way to boost the signal?
We're going to go as far as it'll let us go.
But we need to upgrade
So here we go, guys. We are on the A
the
deck,
generosity of our sponsors and UNS
on the
has been
promenade
so
deck.
far. If we complete these contract jobs, we might just be able to afford some upgrades.
What happens if I go out of range?
Just remember what I said about these new ROVs. ROV can range is only up to 15
So here's the stairs that would have led down. This thing doesn't have a very long range. I'm telling you, I know for a fact, guys, I did this the other night. And I took this ROV pretty far away from the sub. I may have to play it some more off stream and see how to go about launching it further. ROV out of range. So
As
that's
far as the signal will go.
that's the furthest it'll let us go. I don't know, Matt. I did this the other night. I took that little ROV all around the ship. I went all the way down where we're going right now. I was inside the promenade deck with no problem. And I took it way further away from the ship. So I'm going to have to mess with it more. I still have to get a little bit more familiar with the game. Yes, that's what happens when I get a sim game. And it's actually pretty cool. I mean, even if it's outdated, it's still pretty cool to see. I wonder if they got the D-deck door being left open correct. I don't remember how far down it is. These are closed, so glad you like it. Oh, definitely. I'm definitely going to try it out more. And there is a stern section too, guys. We're not going to explore the stern section tonight because we're already over an hour, and I'm about to have to wrap it up. Okay, so either I'm not looking in the right spot. Let's see. But I know that the D-deck door, the reception area was left open. You can see pictures of that on the actual wreck. Isn't there a whole story mode? There's a short story mode, Matt. It's not very long, but it is cool. I took a look at it. We're going to do that some other time as well. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it right here while we pan up a little bit. See some of the we'll look at some of the more familiar spots on the ship that we know. Send it off right there. Okay, so our weekly schedule of content is as follows. All times are Central Standard Time and weekdays, Monday through Friday. We have a ship related quiz question, which is every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. A random poll of the day at 10 a.m. Every morning. A random video short of the day, Monday through Friday at 11. One weekly video every Friday morning at 7 a.m. And our weekly 1 hour live stream every evening on Fridays at 7 p.m. And that is our schedule of content. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was pretty unique, something that was pretty cool to kind of look around the wreck for a bit and see how it looks according to this game anyway. So having said all that, guys, yep, everyone's saying good night. Guys, thank you all for attending. As always, I really appreciate it. And you guys know the drill. Until the next time, as always, drive safely.